Greetings. What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. A couple of stories that I'm going to cover this afternoon. Just make sure everything's running smooth. Don't be intimidated. Got that. Okay. Welcome, man. Welcome. We're going to be talking. Well, we're going to start off first with. I was browsing the internet and I came across a story, Nick Cannon, about his baby that passed away. And so I figured we'll start with that. He did a video and spoke about it. And then we're going to talk about this Detroit woman, a little bit about more, and just some other random stories that's going on. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Please hit like, if you wouldn't mind. The chat's up. There we go.
Today is a special one, y'all. It's like for many reasons, but it's not gonna be an easy one because I got so much to talk about. I actually haven't even shared this with anybody, really. I mean, not even the crew. I came in, today is kind of quiet, and just because there's so much going on in the world, and I had a tough, very tough weekend. But it's like before I even get into why, I always we go to the pick of the day. And I gotta show, this is the pick of the day of my youngest son, Zen Scott Cannon, right there. So, probably before the show started in the summertime, Zen was born in June, on June 23rd, actually. And, it was a great day. Obviously, y'all know I got a lot of kids. and Zen's my youngest, and it was so exciting. And I did the introducing Zen photo, and so during the summer it was really exciting, but I always noticed as he got 1 month was great. By the time he got 2 months, he was just like the most loving. We called him Z chilling. He was just always smiling, always having just the most beautiful spirit. But I always noticed he had a little, to me, it felt like a sinus thing. It was like a cough. And I just wanted to check it out. Sometimes early on we thought, because babies get fluid in their lungs and stuff, so we thought he'll cough it out, and that's what they would say. But he always had this real interesting breathing. And then by the time he was 2 months old, I noticed he's just the cutest little boy. Has these big eyes. And I also noticed he had a nice sized head. He had I call it a cannon head. All my kids got really nice round heads. Rock, roll, golden. Everybody had, even me, I had a real Cabbage Patch Kid type of head. So we didn't think anything about it. He had a normal cannon head. But I really wanted to, take him to the doctor to get the breathing and the sinus things checked out. So we thought it would be, a routine process. And we went in just to check his sinuses, and they actually said his sinuses were pretty cool. But then by the time we found out that he had another condition, and I think it was called, if I'm not mistaken, but it was where it was fluid that was building up in his head, and that was the cause of his head was starting to get big. And when we found out it was more of they called it a malignant tumor in his head. And so immediately we had to have surgery. It was brain surgery. We put a shunt in his head, and we were hoping for the best. And, the shunt would go down. It was like a tube that would go inside and drain all of the fluid out, so his head would be normal, and he would be able to function. But then the doctors were concerned, and when I say, I have to thank all of the doctors at the Children's Hospital of Orange County, CHOC out there. They were beautiful nurses, the people, Trinity, the hospice care, all of those people. They've been so, and they were really educating and kind of letting us know everything that was going on. So we were faithful and hopeful for that time. And then it, was carried on. He was still just playing with all his brothers and sisters. I get an opportunity. I embraced every moment because something like that. That was even them like with all the other kids, and like I just got an opportunity to try to spend as much time. And I really want to say I'm so grateful to my entire family for coming together during this time and being so loving and not judgmental of me or any of those things. And I really have to say, Zen's mom, Alyssa was just like the strongest woman I've ever seen, because she never had an argument, never was angry, was emotional when she needed to be, but was always the best mom and continues to be the best mom possible. So I gotta say thank you to my entire family, but specifically to Alyssa. And Thanksgiving, because up until then, he was just like all my other kids, just loving and fun. But Thanksgiving, we had a interesting turn, and the process sped up, and ultimately, if anybody knows how cancers work, it was cancer in the brain. And the tumor began to grow a lot faster. And so we knew that the time was so this weekend, I made a valid effort to spend the most quality time I could spend with Zen. And we woke up on Sunday. Got to spend the weekend with them, spend the night, and we woke up on Sunday, and I was like, I just feel like I want to go to the water. We're close to the ocean, and we kind of got a chance to go to the ocean. And usually on Sundays, I kind of handle everything I had to handle with the family, and then I fly back to New York. I rush back so I could be here for you all. And so, but I wanted to make sure that, I had allowed the sun to rise and, kind of hold my son. And in the having the last, holding my son for the last time. But it was a beautiful setting and even to spend that whole day. It was interesting because even as I was holding him, I was still preparing my day as it normally went to come back and, come here, and still I didn't know what it was gonna be, but even by the time I got in the car and was headed to the airport, I had to turn around. And I turned around, and not only did we get to see the sunrise, but we got to see the sunset too. And I didn't know how I was gonna handle today. I didn't know how, but I just really wanted, I wanted to grieve with my family. You know what I mean? There's no people who love you. I love you too. And I didn't want to make it about any pageantry or any of that type of stuff, so it kind of went back and forth for what I should do, but I felt like, I was always talking about, you don't just go through it, you grow through it, you keep pushing, you know what I mean? And I have so much faith in the Lord, I have so much faith in God, and I never, people were often telling me I should pray for miracles, and I did pray for the miracle. I prayed for the miracle of God's strength, and that's why I'm here with you guys today, because I know, he puts the most and heaviest weight on the shoulders of his strongest soldiers. So I'm here to show that I can fight through this. I'm feeling it, I'm vulnerable, I'm open, y'all, but I'm gonna make it through, and this is a special show dedicated to my beautiful son, Dr. Laura Berman is here. Y'all know she's my daytime therapist. She has helped me with so many things in so many areas in my life. And Dr. Laura has also dealt with some similar situations in her own life as a parent. So she's the perfect person to talk to. She's here today. I know so many people out there have experienced the kind of pain and grief that I'm experiencing right now. We all know it. This is that time to say you never know what somebody's going through. Hug your people, hug your family, kiss somebody, tell them you love them. It's the holidays, and we're here. We'll be right back.
So I came across that right before I was going to start the stream. I figured let me share it and just, wish condolences and prayers. And it's just a horrible thing. I just 5-month-old died from cancer. I used to work in the hospital, and a lot of times I would do the chemotherapy and stuff like that, and for peds too and stuff like that. And you would see the kids, and it's just it's really sad. And you just kind of question and wonder, and I don't even know how you can make any sense of it, how a child even comes like that. But yeah. So now I wanted to share a little bit of this Detroit woman that picks up these kids in a van. I was just watching everything today. Oh, and by the way, with Nick Cannon, man, I remember with my daughter too. I was always thinking before she was born that I hope she's born healthy, no diseases. You really just gotta count your blessings and appreciate what you have, especially when you have a child with no kind of terminal illness or anything like that. But so this woman, her name is Stephanie. Okay, looking crazy as hell, right? And there was these 4 siblings walking home. This was Detroit, Michigan. These 4 siblings walking to school. And she pulls up in the stereotypical white creeper van. I'll play some of this right here so we could see. And this is why these doorbells and all these cameras, I just think it's amazing to have this. Because it's catching people. But really the real heroes are the officers, which we'll get into in a second.
This is a look at Ring doorbell surveillance video. A tree blocks the children from view, but you can see a van pull up. There is yelling. Detroit police say this woman, 37-year-old Stephanie Marie Binder of Detroit, at the moment is kidnapping 4 siblings trying to walk together to school on Tuesday morning. She is now charged with the crime.
We're going to watch the arraignment too. The arraignment, I think that was done today, where she's in court. It's about 10 minutes long. We're going to take a look at that. But I've always thought about that and wondered about that, man. Sometimes when I'm driving around, you see the kids at the bus stop by themselves. Not too far from my neighborhood, like in the mornings when I go, sometimes to get my caffeine, my little, energy drink. I'll sometimes see the kids at the bus stop. Most of the time, there's no adult supervision, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times too, I remember when I was a kid, and I would get out for high school, and I would take the cheese bus, as they call it. And yeah, I'd have to walk like several blocks. I was a lot older then, though. These kids their ages were, let me tell you, 11, 8, 7, and 5. And I was talking about this to Momo as well. And it's like, at what age do you let your kids walk by themselves? I've always worried about that, and I wondered about that because I think about my daughter. Luckily now I'm blessed. Hopefully it stays like that, to be in this position where I'm doing this online thing and I'm a lot more flexible than I was before. But maybe a lot of parents don't have the option. Maybe they can't get a babysitter. Like, what do you do, right? Do you pay somebody to go pick up your kid if you're at work? So this happened around 7:30 a.m. November 30th as the children, 11-year-old boy, 8-year-old girl, 7-year-old girl, and 5-year-old walked together to school. Wayne County prosecutor said Miss Binder was driving a stolen vehicle. So it was a stolen vehicle too, and kidnapped 4 children from the side of the road. The suspect had the children in her car when she was pulled over by Detroit police officers along Grand River Avenue and Evergreen Avenue for running a red light, driving sporadic. And I wonder what was her end game with these kids? What were you going to do after you took these kids? Oh, in this part here, you can see a small portion of the mom speak too.
I just thank everyone that's involved that my children are back home safe.
A little clip of that. So what ended up happening is, so she runs this red light. Authorities said that when officers approached the vehicle and saw the children in the back seat, they began to think something wasn't right. Police Chief James White said in a press conference that the officers asked Ms. Binder if the children were hers, to which she replied yes, but the children were shaking their head no. Ms. Binder was arrested and charged with 4 counts of kidnapping, child enticement, 4 counts of unlawful imprisonment, 1 count of unlawfully driving away of an automobile, and 1 count of receiving and concealing stolen property. Crazy, yeah, but before I watch the arraignment, let me just show you the officers. Officers Flannel and Parrish. These are the guys that stopped this crazy ass woman from taking these 2 kids. So kudos to these guys. And yeah, let's take a look at the arraignment. The arraignment happened today, I believe. I think. Was it today? No, iCkEdMeL, it was yesterday. You're not a journalist. Published December 3rd. Okay.
Hey, ma'am at DDC, what's your name, please?
Stephanie Marie Binder.
Thank you. This will be case 210622370, State of Michigan versus Stephanie Marie Binder. Appearances starting with the APA, please.
Good morning, Your
yeah, and that's a good question. I'm curious what you guys think in the chat. Kim says, Mel, don't think 11-year-olds should be taking young ones to school. Definitely not today. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you think 11 is appropriate or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that too young to be taking the kids to school? Maybe mom has a situation where she has no choice. I don't know. Maybe I should do a little poll. I'm going to run this.
Your Honor, Emily, and 80553 for the people.
Thank you, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Please examine the court Brandon Bird on behalf of Stephanie Binder. My client waives her right to form brief, understands the constitutional right to stand mute.
Thank you. Court will enter a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. As to bond, please.
Your Honor, the people are asking for a remand in this matter. I know the court had an opportunity to review the warrant prior to signing, but the allegation in this case is very serious. There were 4 children walking to school. Ms. Binder approached in a stolen van that she admittedly stole and lured the children into her van and drove away with the children, telling them she was taking them to school. The youngest child got into the van, at which time the oldest child, who was 11, tried to grab his brother back, but Ms. Binder got out of the car and pushed them toward her van, telling them to get in. Once the children were in the van, Ms. Binder drove. And Ms. Binder both admit that Ms. Binder admits she'd never seen or met these children before and had no authority to pick them up. The children had never met Ms. Binder before. Ms. Binder begins driving and is pulled over because she runs a red light. Once the officers stop, they see that there are children in the back crying. They ask Ms. Binder, are these your children? And she says, yes, they are not her children. The officers, due to the emotions of the children in the back, again, they are 11, 8, 7, and 5. They ask if they know this woman, and the children shake their heads. At that point, Ms. Binder is detained. But it's quite frankly terrifying. These children were simply walking to school on Tuesday morning and are essentially lured and taken into a van. Had the officers not pulled them over, who knows where these children would be. Especially concerning is this is clearly a public safety issue. Ms. Binder did not know these children. She admits that. She admits she saw them playing in the front yard. drove up and got them into her van. She admits that she's never met their mother. Their mother confirms she has no idea who Miss Binder is. Once in the van, the children were essentially at her mercy, and had she not been pulled over, certainly the children, we do not know what would have happened to them. Miss Binder has a lengthy criminal history, multiple retail frauds. I think she has multiple failure to appear warrants, as I've reviewed the file. She also just was discharged from parole after serving a sentence for failure to stay at the scene of an accident when she was at fault and the accident caused death. So she had just been
What? Hold on. Can we take that back for a second?
Warrants.
And by the way, can you guys help me out with the likes a little bit? I'd appreciate that. It helps the algorithm. Kidnapping topic is usually not really a topic that YouTube likes really particularly. So yeah, I appreciate that.
As I've reviewed the file, Miss Binder has a lengthy criminal history, multiple retail frauds. I think she has multiple failure to appear warrants, as I've reviewed the file. She also just was discharged from parole after serving a sentence for failure to stay at the scene of an accident when she was at fault and the accident caused death. That's
crazy. So this woman killed somebody in an accident and left. It always kind of like bewilders me. Like I guess the bond thing, but especially when you leave the scene of a crime where somebody dies and she's let out and then she goes to do this. What was her plan for those kids? What were you going to do with all those for those kids?
She had just been discharged from parole in April of 2021. She also has a prior felony drug conviction and a prior felony retail fraud conviction. I think that should Miss Binder be given any bond, it would be a grave safety risk to the public, given what I just expressed to you, that these children were not her children. She did not.
The way things are these days, yeah, probably bond her out. Yeah, no, let her go again. Yeah, sure.
Know these children. And they were simply plucked off the street by her and driven away. This has caused tremendous trauma to the mother of the children, and this situation is the thing that is every parent's literal worst nightmare, and the things that we warn our children about. So for those reasons, Judge, and I would note she's charged with 4 life offenses, 4 15-year felonies, and 2 5-year felonies. So for those, the court does not have to give bond pursuant to the court rules. I think a remand is appropriate for serious charges as well as the likelihood of conviction. For those reasons, Judge, I'm asking you to set this at remand.
Thank you, counsel. Defense.
Yeah, my client indicates that she's a 38-year-old lifelong resident of Michigan. Unfortunately, she's unemployed right now. It's difficult for her to pay a high monetary bond. But she is.
Oh, she's unemployed. Yeah, we're supposed to take that into consideration.
Indicates to us that she is in college. She indicates to us that she's not on probation or parole. She lives here with a friend in the city. Your Honor, I understand the sort of nature of these allegations and the seriousness of these allegations, Your Honor. But we respectfully ask this court potentially for monetary bond that maybe Ms. Binder may be able to afford in this matter. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. One moment. I just want to make a reference to something. I'll be right back.
There's some breaking news too going on with Kathleen, so we're gonna get to that in a minute. So once we're done with this. Oh yeah, a lot going on.
Okay. So back on the record and Binder.
Your Honor.
Ms. Binder, I'm sure your counsel will inform you that you do have the right to remain silent and suggest that you exercise that right at this time. You're charged with multiple life offenses, and I'm sure you'd be mortified if you started talking on the record. So I would say hold your question, okay?
No, talk. Go ahead, talk. Come on.
All right, here's what the court's going to do. In reviewing the pretrial release court rule, there's some question in my mind as to whether or not remand is appropriate under the rule. However, court will set bond as follows. Ms. Binder, should you post bond, you are to have no contact with the complaining witnesses in this matter. I'm not going to name them due to their minor status. You'll also have a GPS tether on full house arrest. If you go anywhere other than home, you'll be put back in jail. Is that clear to you, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
What else do we have? Boom, boom, boom. You're also not to use or possess any illegal controlled substances while this case is pending. Court will set bond at $5 million cash or surety. Next court date will be December 14, probable cause conference, December 21, preliminary exam, both in front of Judge King. Anything else from either counsel?
Yeah, I just want to add that my point is, I understand that it seems that there's well in the amount of crimes committed, innocent, proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. $5 million is the same as
So court had the opportunity earlier in the week to review and authorize one or more search warrants in this matter. Additionally, the court reviewed and authorized the arrest warrant this morning, being somewhat very familiar with the allegations here and the clearly terrifying nature of the allegations that Ms. Binder allegedly picked up 4 children.
Yeah, I mean, what is this attorney going to argue? You already allegedly killed somebody and left the scene of a crime. You killed somebody. And now you're on video taking 4 children in a van. Your Honor, you know, but she's not working now. I mean, I think that's too much. We should look. Really? That's why his face is not on the thing, because you can't say that with a straight face.
In a van or some type of vehicle that was marked as if it was from some sort of daycare center. Picked up 4 children that she did not know without any authorization. And it's literally, as the APA has indicated, a parent's worst nightmare. So it's not my intention that Ms. Binder be able to post that bond. Anything further from anyone else? Thank you. Anything else, APA?
No, thank you.
She got attitude too. You can tell. Over that thing. You just walked out. She got an attitude also about it. Jeez. All right. Yeah. So again, yeah. Kudos to those officers. Amazing that they caught that, and that this lady was a nut running the red light, couldn't control herself. So let me pull up some of this stuff that's happening now. It's kind of crazy, man. Oh, this was just everything reiterated, but I just went and found the document, but it's everything that was already mentioned with regards to the crazy lady. Now, Kathleen, man, Kathleen. Okay, we watched the press conference last night. They're now saying that a decomposing body was found. Let me pull up this, and I think Jonathan has kind of been talking about it first before the media. Like, he's literally been on the ground. So what else we got? They're saying decomposing adult female's body found in the area of Colin Knapp's home, says Pasco Sheriff. Knapp is charged with homicide of Kathleen Moore, who was confirmed deceased by deputies last night. Now, if you missed last night, this is just kind of like a nice little summary. And so Norco said investigators were led to Knapp after blood matching Moore's was found on clothes he threw in a dumpster at the restaurant he worked at. So Knapp and Moore had gone out to drinks with friends on November 28th in Largo and Indian Rocks Beach and were seen arguing at some of the bars. He also outlined a time of events. They left together in Knapp's Cadillac around 12:30 a.m. Knapp was seen at a 7-Eleven buying cigarettes. The couple went to Knapp's residence in Port Richey, the city northwest of Tampa, where they got into another argument. Knapp claimed Moore left his residence with her backpack, but Norco said there's no evidence that she left the home. Around 1:30 a.m. on November 29, Knapp went to his job. So this is kind of like weird, right? Like at this, she goes, you're having all these arguments. You guys went out to these bars, you're drinking. He claims she left the home, right? Which they said there's no evidence to. He goes to his job at 1:30 in the morning, okay, at this Harold Seltzer Steakhouse. I mean, I don't know if they're open or not, like, to complete meat inventory, he told investigators. So a lot of people were kind of wondering and thinking like, whoa, like, did he do something? Oh, this is the vehicle right here. Cadillac parked. We found out through investigation that Colin had some garments of clothes that he had taken to work at Harold Seltzer's and put it in the dumpster there. The dumpster was taken to the county landfill while investigators combed through the contents and found articles of Knapp's clothing with blood stains. And I remember at one point they said there was a lot of blood. Those garments were sent to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and the blood stains were found to match Moore. And he has a lengthy criminal history, 10 previous felony arrests. It's crazy, man. Just like the other nut. And so now the breaking thing is that, oh, and this is what I wanted to show you guys too. This is the mother, because a lot of people were wondering about the parents, right? Kathleen's mother spoke with WFLA, I guess a reporter named Justin. I haven't seen like a full video of this. I don't know where it's at, if it's at anywhere, because I looked on the website, I looked wherever. I did see, I think this is the full thing, but let me let you hear what she had to say.
I had that gut feeling. It's like a mother's instinct, and you just know when you don't, when you can't sense your child's spirit, you can sense them, and I could not. And I just had that gut feeling.
What does justice for your daughter Kathleen look like?
Well, first of all, prayers, and prayers do help a lot. Justice to me is finding out what really happened. I truly believe that we all in life have to take a journey, you know, and I just wish that Kathleen's journey didn't stop where it did. I had that gut feeling. It's like a mother's instinct, and you just know when you don't, when you can't sense your child's spirit, you can sense them.
Did I play it through already?
And I could not. And I just had that gut feeling.
What does justice?
So that was the mother. That was a small clip that I saw there. See if JB's updated anything new. I wonder where exactly they found this decomposing body. I mean, I guess it was in the area of his home. So like just in the back area. Kind of want to see like on the maps what the surrounding area looks like. Colin Knapp. And it says here that the body has been determined to be that of an adult female located in a wooded area and covered by thick brush. We do not have any information regarding the identification of the deceased at this time, and this investigation is ongoing. So it's probably more than likely her. me take a look at Jonathan's page here real quick. This is the guy that's kind of like been on the ground over there. And he was saying this was happening earlier. Heavy police presence at the home of Colin Knapp. This must have been where the body was being found, I guess. Check this swamp behind Colin Knapp's home. Oh, so there's a swampy area behind. That would have been one of the first places I'd be looking if it was me. Drain the swamp. This is the police presence. I'll put the link to his Twitter page in the description if you want to check it out. They blocked off the street. I mean, he was kind of giving updates really before anybody else.
Can I have a conversation with you? What's that? Where's Kathleen Moore? When's the last time you seen her? Saturday? You talked to the cops? What did they ask you?
I guess it's like a neighbor or a roommate. What do you say here? Colin Knapp threatens to call cops on us for asking him where Kathleen Moore is.
You're calling the police. Okay, so where's Kathleen, Colin? Why are you...
Oh, that's him. Oh, okay. He sounded like he was talking almost like a Mexican accent or something.
Calling the police. Why aren't you out there looking for Kathleen? Where's Kathleen? We're going to be out here protesting all day to the Kathleen, so...
Oh, I think it's multiple people is what it is.
You better cooperate. And we have a right to be here, Colin. We have a right to be here on a public street, Colin. So you better come forward and tell everybody where Kathleen is. Her family is sick. Her family is sick. And we have nothing against you. If you didn't do nothing...
People come in here and check the house already. The cops come in here and do the job already.
Where did Kathleen go last? When was the last time you seen her?
People doing the job already.
So does this guy live there, or does he just work with this guy because he has this service here, or whatever?
Why doesn't Colin want to talk? Why doesn't Colin want to talk?
And why are they finding stuff around this area?
He cops with everybody too already. So the cops hit like 2-3 times already and checked everything.
Yeah, but he hasn't come out. He hasn't asked for the public's help to clear his name.
Why isn't he out there looking?
You don't need to come in here, bro.
Take it easy, okay?
Call him. Public street. Call him. Where's Kathleen? Where's Kathleen? Call him.
Oh.
Call the police.
Oh.
Okay.
Where's Colin? Tell Colin to come out and chat. What does Colin have to say to her family? What does Colin have to say to her family? This is a missing girl. This is a...
She's not here.
How do you know that?
Probably dead.
No, I have no idea, but she's not fucking...
This has nothing to do with you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Ooh, that's what the only thing with this stuff is like Florida is crazy, man. So I always figured, I'm surprised things lasted outside the laundry home as long as they did. I mean, there was some issues, but without somebody like getting shot. I mean, I guess it's maybe a quieter neighborhood and stuff like that. Some of these places you go to, people are gonna wall out.
Hey.
No, actually it does, because my business is run out of this house too.
Have you seen Kathleen? How do you know it has nothing to do with them? How do you know? What do you know?
Yeah, what do you know?
What do you know? What do you know, Colin? What do you know?
Man, that was 9 hours ago. Just pointing out the swamp. Oh, found this knife the other day directly behind the home of Colin. That's where I would have been looking. Right behind the house, somewhere around there. Damn. I would say probably should use gloves, but I never. Everybody tells me wear gloves. I'm always like touching things on my hands and stuff. So yeah, that's the latest with Kathleen, man. There was remains. They haven't like identified it as her, but you know, it's an adult female, and it's looking like I'm thinking likely it's possibly her. You know, just given, you know. But I guess we'll have to wait for confirmation, man. It's just it's sad, man. I don't know what is up with these crazy ass people that like take things to the level of killing somebody, it just makes no sense. I mean, there's no logic behind it. Even if you're pissed off at somebody, just throw your life away and ruin the other person's life and all the friends and family. It's crazy. And supposedly they were together on and off for several years and just arguing and arguing. And then you mix alcohol in there because they were out drinking and they were arguing at these restaurants. And so this guy, oh, let me show you this clip too, guys. And so this guy, I mean, he's not cooperating, or he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Let's say he wasn't cooperating. This was before the body was found. A deputy says they are currently searching the wooded area behind Knapp's house. Bro, that would have been one of the first places. Had I known there was a wooded area behind the house, that would have been one of the first places. I mean, I get because maybe the dumpster and stuff, so you're thinking, but I guess the dumpster is just where he discarded the things. Somebody said the first to break it. That was outside. I think we're towards the end because I just want to pop in, give you guys some updates, check in with you guys, try to get back hopefully into the rhythm of live streaming. I don't know if you heard of this story. For people that follow me on Facebook, I did a quick little video on this. I'm not going to play the video of this guy getting shot because it's way too graphic, but there was this police officer that shot this guy. I believe it was like 9 times in the back, and he's in a wheelchair. I mean, if you watch the video, you're like, holy crap. So I'm just going to touch on this really briefly for anybody that knows the story, has been following. Tuscan police officer has been fired after he was accused of shooting a shoplifting suspect in a wheelchair 9 times, killing him after the man brandished a knife, authorities said Tuesday. Police announced at a news conference that the officer, Ryan Remington, was terminated for excessive use of force. Authorities said Richard, 61, died at the scene, and the shooting is recorded on Remington's body camera. Chief Chris Magnus said he was deeply disturbed and troubled. And Pima County Attorney's Office said his use of deadly force in this incident is a clear violation of department policy and directly contradicts multiple aspects of our force and training. It's just an insane video to see. Like, they're walking up to him like, hey, stop. Hey, stop. And he's just like rolling his chair, but I guess he had like a knife in his hand. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the way he popped off on him, you'd swear this guy had like a gun on him. Just 9 times in the back too. And then he just like falls over and like hunches over the chair. I mean, and so Tuscan attorney Mike Story, who was representing Remington, said that Officer Remington thinks his actions were appropriate. So the officer says he didn't do any wrong. Magnus said Remington, a 4-year veteran, was on special duty assignment basically as a security detail at the at the Walmart store at Medieval Shopping Center on Monday night. A loss prevention employee at the Walmart told Remington a man in a motorized wheelchair allegedly stole a toolbox from the store. According to police, Remington and the store employee followed the man outside and asked for a receipt. Richards reportedly said, "Here's my receipt," pulled out a knife and kept moving toward a nearby home improvement. Remington allegedly ordered Richards to drop the knife and to not enter the store, but the suspect ignored the officer. He was fatally shot and fell out of his chair. I don't know if that plays or not. I said I wasn't going to show it. Yeah, this is the actual video. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to risk. It's too graphic. It's on my Facebook though. Yeah, pretty crazy story. This Let me show you guys this too. There's a couple things I could show you. I think this is a recent story. Let me just double check this. Everybody going crazy on the airplanes. Yeah, this is a news story, I believe. Yeah. And supposedly now this family is suing American Airlines. So let me just show you this. Okay. Give you a little bit of context before we start with this one. So Alan Ali and his newborn holding partner, Camilla, had a negative interaction with a flight attendant Sunday on a Philly-bound plane. A black family traveling with a newborn was kicked off an American Airlines flight on Sunday as they headed home to Philadelphia from Charlotte, North Carolina. They plan to take legal action. As now seen in a viral video, Alan and his partner were asked to leave a Sunday afternoon flight departure after a brief negative interaction with a white male passenger and I don't know what's with this white, black, white. Just the flight attendant, yeah. The shade room interviewed Ali. We'll check that out too. Who said the incident escalated when he and his infant holding partner stood to let a man who was sitting in their row into his seat. Ali said the man aggressively spoke to them saying, "Y'all have to get up." According to Ali, the couple tried to exit the row to let the man in, but the flight attendant was blocking the path. He asked Hollet for her space, but the airline employee responded, "Is this going to be a problem?" The situation then escalated when the same flight attendant told Hollet to sit down and buckle her seatbelt in what they described as passive-aggressive tone. Hollet told the attendant she didn't like the manner in which she was being spoken to, and the employee then stormed off to report the incident to the captain, who instructed the flight attendants to remove the family from the flight. Okay, so let's check out. Let's check out this here. See what happened here.
Sit down and put my seatbelt on. Fine. She said, "You need to get up." I said, "Can you move back?" She said, "Is there going to be a problem?" I said, "No, there's not going to be." I didn't get aggressive with her. I didn't say, and the young man back there said I got aggressive. He wasn't even here. He was all the way in the back. I didn't do anything.
Okay. I wasn't here. I'm not saying what you did, but when the captain's made that request, I don't have any override.
How can the captain make a request for something that he didn't see, he didn't know? They're going off of words. Like all these people on the plane, I didn't do anything. No one did anything.
Do you have your belongings so we can just get them?
We need to go.
And we had witnesses. I just want this to be known that she has a newborn. You're putting her off the plane due to the negligence of and unprofessionalism of one of your staff members.
She did absolutely nothing.
No, that's absolutely wrong.
You weren't even here.
Absolutely wrong.
I didn't do anything.
Put the video on.
I don't have to do anything.
Who are you talking to?
So supposedly one of these flight attendants like slapped the phone out of his hand.
No, if we are treated unfairly, should we take this? We paid to be on this flight. No, you're gonna knock my phone out my hand at the end of the day. This is my 7-week-old daughter being mistreated.
You weren't here.
I was not here, but
if you had any compassion or empathy or decency,
this has nothing to do with decency.
You put your
no, it completely does.
Oh, please, I did.
Ain't no oh please. I have a 7-week-old.
Let's go.
It's wrong.
It's all recorded. It is what it is. We have the people sitting in this area know exactly what happened. It's wrong.
That's because how of a choice. There was no problem here. It didn't even start with me. When? I have a 7 weeks. She's 7 weeks. She's 7 weeks. You want me to wait in the airport for 7 weeks and I didn't do anything?
And we asked her, all she asked her was can she move to let us out the aisle. That's it. It's a travesty. A newborn child. Excuse me.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Somebody who saw this or heard it, I hope y'all speak up. Because it's wrong. Everybody who been around here who know that when this fellow over here came to get up, He came to get up. And we were getting up out our seat to move. She said, can you move? We said, are we going to move? She said, can you give us space to get out? It is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yup. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You weren't here. And yet you took the opinion of somebody else over somebody carrying a child, a baby. We're not fools. We're educated. Masters. Degrees. Working hard. We don't come here for conflict. Let's go. A life story of peace. That's what it's about over here. It's a teacher, a first grade teacher.
You have the wrong impression of me, number
well,
one.
Guess what? You gave me that impression. You earned that impression. You earned it. You earned it.
Get your stuff, babe.
You earned it.
Get your stuff. Let's go.
This is what's happening. Trust me. You will be hearing from us on the legal level. We all got legal backing. Lawyers. Not dealing with no dummies. Makes no sense. I hope you sleep well tonight, brother. I hope you do.
If you got this bag under here, is that yours too?
We going to get it.
Okay. I just trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Are those any of your jacket?
Everybody sitting in this section know exactly what happened.
Are those any of your jackets?
No. Everybody know exactly what happened. So as y'all continue your flight, I hope that's on y'all mind. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing.
Thank you for speaking up, sir. Thank you for speaking up.
She accidentally bumped into her.
She didn't even bump into her. She asked her could she move so we could get out the seat.
Yeah, she was standing there, but
Then she told her, sit down, have a seat, put your seatbelt on. To a mother with a 7-week-old child. Told her to sit down, have a seat, buckle your seatbelt. It's ridiculous. Excuse me. Kathleen, I want you to know you have a very impatient, unprofessional, and negligent staff. That's you right there. That's you. Now, see that? That's her.
So I guess this is the person. I mean, we didn't see what happened before. We're just going off of what we're being told, But supposedly, I guess, he's saying it wasn't even a bump. I don't know. This stewardess got upset and went and reported it to the captain, and the captain just kicked him off.
You now, see that? That's her. That's her right there.
All of you guys are coming off?
Well, we don't have no choice. They put us on.
I'm getting
Look at that.
Do we have all your suitcases, everything?
American Airlines. Look at that.
Let's go, sir. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, so.
That was that. Yeah, I randomly came across that, and I was just like, oh, this is kind of crazy. There's been a lot of flight incidents going on lately. Ever since 2020, really. Everybody getting kicked off the planes now. TMZ is covering it as well. Let's see. Oh, I got another crazy video to show you guys. But yeah, American Airlines kicks couple and baby off flight. Let me not even play this. Not even their video. They want to try to claim your video. American Airlines is on the hot seat for booting couple off a flight after they got into an argument with two flight attendants and turned physical, all while the mother was cradling their 7-week-old baby. As you can see in the video, shot Sunday on a flight from Charlotte to Philadelphia. The mother was trying to explain her side of things to a flight attendant who came over after the initial argument, which we didn't get to see, I guess, which was all over a different American Airlines staffer asking her to stand up and let another passenger get to his seat. The father was recording the video of the convo until a third flight attendant approached from behind and smacked the phone out of his hand, which I think you're definitely in the wrong for that. You don't need to be touching other people's property and smacking it out of their hands. That's when things got more heated, and the couple was eventually removed from the plane. While in Charlotte Airport Terminal, the mother involved in the incident says she did nothing wrong. She was met with aggression and unfair treatment from the start. Sources familiar with the situation say the family was removed from the flight, and American Airlines booked them on a later flight to Philly. A spokesperson with American Airlines tells TMZ, "We are investigating the incident and working to understand what took place." The couple makes it clear for them what happened was a flight attendant making no attempt to be professional, no attempt to be kind. I don't know.
She told me I needed to sit down and put my seatbelt on.
I was trying to see if they thought there was supposed to be an exclusive interview. Click the link in the bio to read more.
She said, "You need to get up." I said, "Can you move that?"
Everybody who been around, Kathleen, I want
You can get in.
Oh, here she is talking.
And I said, exactly, right? And I said, okay, like, no shit, I know, like, thank you. So I'm getting up, and she's right here. Do you see how small these owls are? I'm getting up with the baby, and she's literally right here. I said, can you move back some so that gentleman, so that he can get out, and that gentleman can get in? She said, is there going to be a problem? And I said, no, who are you talking to? Like, no, it's not a problem.
That was the flight attendant.
Yes. I said, no, there's not a problem. She says, okay, then he has to get in. And I said, okay. So the gentleman gets in, and then she goes, now you sit down and put your seatbelt on. And I said, I'm not a child. Who are you talking to? Like, I don't even know why you're even having a conversation with me. I said, I'm not a child. Who are you talking to?
Extremely passive aggressive.
I'm talking to you. And then she storms off. And then the gentleman who already had an attitude with someone else, he then said to her, they're all a problem, that whole group up there. He didn't even know we were all together.
That whole group up there. He said that. We heard him say that. So it was aggressive from the beginning. It didn't take much at all.
It didn't at all.
There was no attempt to be professional. There was no attempt to be kind.
Nothing.
There was no attempt to make sure that she was settled with a 7-week-old child. Nothing. No patience, no tolerance.
So then I just sat down. I didn't say anything else after that. I sat down, and then he went back and said, yeah, that whole group up there. And then that's when the other guy with the longer hair, he came, and I'm sitting down. This is exactly what he did. He said, is there a problem around here? And I looked at him up, and I'm sitting low. I looked at him, and then he goes like this. And he puts it, because he knew like that was his way. And I said, no, there's not a problem. She asked me to get out of my seat and I asked her, could she move back so that I can get out of the way with the baby? And she said, well, she said that you were being aggressive. And I said, no, I wasn't. I wasn't being aggressive. Says, well, that's what she said. And then the gentleman who had the attitude said, yes, she was. She was aggressive. He wasn't even there.
No attempt.
He was always in the back.
To unbiasedly see what was really going on. No attempt to see if we could actually come to an agreement to move forward. Because we said nothing. We sat there for a long time. And that was the time she took to run up there to the captain and make her She did not attempt, not one time, to make any type of reparation, to figure out, okay, all right, I might have been wrong in that situation. There was none of that. There's none of that, because she was wrong. She gave us no space to get out. She was impatient, wanted us to get up quick. And we had already started the process of unbuckling our seatbelts.
And the gentleman prior
How fast do you want us to move with a 7-month-old baby? We were getting up. We are not those type of people. We do not get in those type of things, ever.
The gentleman who was in the back who initially started all of this, he already was impatient because he was waiting for the other young lady to have a seat.
Right.
So he got on the thing. He said, we're trying to be on time for a flight and we need to go. It's just 1 o'clock. Our flight is at 1 o'clock. She was set and she then sat down, got in her seat because the 2 other people, she was the aisle. So the 2 other people then were already getting settled. It was not even a problem with me initially. He had a problem with her. They fed off each other, and then I was just the last resort. And it's just not, you have to get up so that he can get in.
That was the end of that. I don't know, man. I guess we'll see what happens, what turns up. Oh, you guys want to say something else crazy while we're here before we get out? Thank you, Lexa, for the members chat. Thanks for all you do, Mel. Showing some love. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Lexa. I appreciate you. Much love. Much love. I saw this. Bruh, this was just, I don't know. Am I gonna show all these videos? Oh, this was kind of crazy too. Let's take a look at it, man. We'll take a look at it. Look, 2 more videos, I think. Just seeing some of the insanity going on. I guess I don't know if this one's new though, or where this came from. But this is just nuts. I never seen nothing like this before.
You crazy, bro.
Oh, it's my hip. Someone got struck by a train. It's my hip. Okay? Well, I don't know. I'm not feeling wrong. But wait a minute.
Crazy, man.
You will feel the pain. Yeah. Someone got struck by a train. Someone got struck by a train. Someone got struck by a train.
Jesus Christ. I'm guessing he's high or on something.
Oh, you're crazy, man.
They just leave him there. I'm sure they probably got somebody. Zanime, thank you for the members chat. Appreciate it. People are on edge for sure. Poor couple. This was another one that's kind of short. And well, what happens is I think this is at Spencer's. It's one of those stores. Spencer's, isn't that one of those kid stores that has sex toys or something like that? Spencer's. like a teenage, or am I thinking of the wrong place? Yeah. Like that teenage store with dildos, or maybe I should be toning it down. Yeah, I'm at the website right now. Anyway, so there's some lady, I guess she lost her cell phone, right, or something. And there's these people there, and so she's accusing this guy of like taking the phone. Like she's afraid. I don't know. Check it out. We'll talk more about it. You ever had this happen to you? Somebody thinks you stole something or something, or people just looking at you? It's a cringe store, Spencer's, right? It's a novelty store for teens and young adults. Okay. It's a sex store for teens and young adults, you mean, right? Okay, novelty store. Sheldon, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that.
Okay, we heard you.
Yeah, no.
Can you call it? Because she won't let us call it.
Yeah, what's the phone number?
916. Well, he could have turned off the ring.
I mean, why not fully search your damn purse before just straight out accusing somebody? And of course, I mean, we're missing some context a little bit. I mean, I guess we don't need that much context, but what happened before that? She said somebody said she's lucky she accused someone reasonable enough to figure out her problem. The worst part is I think she knew she had her phone in the purse about halfway through. She didn't want to give the store registered person her number, double down that guy had her phone. And when the cashier really put it on her by handing her the phone, she could dial her own number. You can see she already knew she had it. She also consistently closes her purse every time they get near. Never takes anything out of her purse and gets shuffled shit back and forth nonstop. I've seen my wife dump her purse in the middle of the grocery store to get a nickel she knew was there. I don't know, bro. definitely realized she was already in too deep to admit her mistake. I can see her rushing to apologize because she knew she was being recorded. Bruh. Let me see if I can find this, because supposedly this other one too, I think it's like an older story, but oh my god, this is actually recent. Oh god, yo, check this out, bro. Let me tell you something, man. I don't know what's going on in the schools these days, okay? But what I can tell you, at least here in Miami, well, I'm not in Miami, but close to it, but in Miami, Florida, a lot of these teachers are screwing the kids. They're having sex with the kids, man. I don't know if it's because they've been on break. Every day I see a new notification from some teacher doing something in Miami. It's a long list of them just every day popping up. I had some pop up the other day. Long list of them, all within a month. Going on with these teachers. Anyway, this is not that bad. But this Texas substitute teacher sings toxic during class with karaoke machine, was asked to leave. I think he got fired. Allegations, toxic culture inside school seems to have taken a new meaning in one Texas classroom. A substitute teacher was reportedly asked to leave. Let me fix this. Early last week after appearing to belt out Britney Spears' Toxic. I mean, I don't know. What is he doing? Having fun or something? I don't know. What kind of class was it? The video obtained appears to show the teacher singing in front of her classroom as though it's a jam session. The teacher is dressed in black and surrounded by colorful strobe lights. Some of the students could be heard laughing off camera. Yo, when I saw this video, I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought it was like a parody. Somebody made this up. And it's actually legit. Hopefully they don't ding me, but it's karaoke for the music. Let's just play it, man. Bro, I thought this was a joke. They're having raves in the schools and singing sessions.
Taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm sipping under. We can taste of a poison paradise.
What are these teachers doing these days? So this guy comes in there, sets up strobe lights and does karaoke, hooks up the microphone. Is he trying to lure or attract the kids or something? Like, what's going on?
I'm addicted to you. Don't you know that you're toxic?
Or is he just having fun?
And I love what you do. Don't you know that you're toxic? Intoxicating now. Loving now, I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready. Intoxicating now, we in loving now. I think I'm ready.
I really saw this today, and I'm like, this can't be real. I wasn't even gonna play it. That's why I was like, but I was like, let me just look. Like, maybe this is because 2021. The things you think aren't real, it's like, let me check. No, it's actually real. Like, no, this is actually what's going on. It's wild, bro. Wild. Texas. This one I can't tell if it was real. I mean, it seems real. I don't know. Check this out, man. I guess another one, man. Another one. It's really short.
What the fuck? Everyone, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Can I get outside security? Can I get outside security, please? Can I get outside security? You need to get out, sir. You need to get out.
What the?
I mean, I don't know if this was like planned or like some like skit that somebody recorded. This one I can't verify.
Everyone, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Can I get outside security? Can I get outside security, please? Can I get outside security?
It's a prank.
You need to get out, sir. You need to get out.
What the?
Everyone.
If that's a brain, he's probably gonna get arrested. If they find him. Pretty sure it's a setup for likes. That's what I was thinking too. This one looks kind of like scripted, kind of. There was that lady too. If you guys watch my my Facebook, because I've been posting shorter reels there. There was some lady that went, and I think it was a Safeway store in I think it was Tennessee, and this woman was going around opening packages, and she had somebody recording her. I guess she was doing it for the likes, but she was going around opening bags of chips, putting it in her mouth, the chips, and then spitting it out back into the bag, and then stapling the bag shut and putting it back on the shelf. She was walking around opening drinks, like drinking from the drink, maybe even spitting inside the drink, closing it, put it back. And they actually started looking for her. I don't know if they ever caught her, but I know that they were actually looking for her. And I think it was all for like clicks and views or whatever. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much, Mel. I really enjoy watching your videos. Love from the UK. Thank you, Julie. UK. But yeah, I guess that's it for the live for today, man. I appreciate you guys joining. I'm going to be watching to see what happens with Kathleen. I'm also going to be looking to cover some news stories, mixing things up a bit. Yeah, I think that's it, man. You guys be safe. All the craziness going on, insanity everywhere. But yeah, thank you guys so much. You guys have a good day. And yeah, peace. Adios. Hit like on the way out.